This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everyone. We are social creatures. We crave connection, being around people. You've got friends, you've got family, you've got coworkers. The common thread through all of that is communication. And when communication goes awry, the relationship does. How can we effectively communicate in our relationships? We're going to talk about that today. She is a life coach at Strategic Development. Life coaching, has a lot of insight. Love talking with Cindy Valente, who's back with us. How are you doing?
I am well, Steve. How are you? Glad to be back.
Pinnacle question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I know you moved last week.
I did.
You got your furniture, right?
Most of it.
I know there was a
Not
delay.
everything.
Okay. I mean, I see some furniture in the background. Last time we got together,
Yep.
if I recall, there was nothing there.
Nothing.
Wow.
Little by little.
Yeah, now it just came back to me. You moved over July 4th weekend.
That's right. Yep.
Didn't realize that there's a little bit of a delay when that takes place over holiday.
Yep. And it goes back to the last podcast. Get mad and get over it.
Exactly right. Well, you know what? Because guess what? I know it's an inconvenience, and this is just one example, but you knew the furniture was going to show up eventually. And you know, it's not going to be a month, but it was a little bit longer than you wanted. And out of your control at that point.
Right.
And what are you going to do?
Right.
You know, yes. Is it inconvenient? Big time. But it's so funny. I know we're digressing here, in terms of communication, but isn't it funny?
It's a big part of my week.
Well, yes. Big. Moves are big. Like one of the most stressful things that you can experience. Isn't it funny when we marinate on those things in our life? Like at the moment, it's a big thing. And when you look back, even if it was a big, big, big thing in your life, when you look back years later, it's like a blip on the radar. It's like you can, it's barely even detectable. I mean, I am talking about big stuff, let's say a past marriage and all that kind of stuff. And if it's in your rear view and time has gone on, years of decades, maybe whatever, you look back and it's like nothing in your, in the scope of your entire life, right?
It's true. I mean, it's easy to be in the moment and frustrated. But a week from now, it'll be like, oh, it's all here. What was a big deal?
Right. Yeah. This, as Mom used to say, this too shall pass. And of course, I was younger and I would think to myself, you're old. What are you talking about? And now I understand it. All of those little things that parents used to say and those phrases.
Mama said there'd be days like this.
Yeah. Oh my God. I could go on.
Right.
And it's not like I'm agreeing with my mom just because I want to pay tribute to her. She's no longer with us, but all of that stuff was right.
That's true.
Go with the flow. Well, I figured out that that's really what you got to do. That's what works best. All those things. Although she used to say, don't sit on the ground. You get a cold in your stomach. And I never understood how that would be, except today I did a podcast with a Chinese medicine expert who said that when you're, even in summertime, you're in a room, don't have your belly exposed or your neck to air conditioning because that cold can compromise your health and constitution by way of Chinese medicine principles. So
I just learned something new today. I did not know that.
There's something there. I don't know. So communication within relationships. I don't even know where to start with this because it's such a moving, broad topic, right?
It is. So I take my topics kind of to the streets, if you will, friends, whoever, will entertain my conversation. And something that came back a lot was people don't want to be attacked. They want to hear I instead of you. So if I say, I feel unheard, we all want to be that instead of you never listen. So it puts people on attack, the defense, and then already it changes the trajectory of the conversation because now they're in, defense mode. And if we can all remember to start with I instead of you. I missed you instead of where have you been kind of
Mm.
thing. You know, just the simple, very, it's so simple. It really, we complicate it with our emotions. So if we can just try to keep emotions out of relationships, work environments, clarify, don't assume. Can you help me understand is a way to kind of go that direction and address this is a big one to me, address the issue, not the person.
Address the issue, not the person. Hmm. Why do we address the person? Why do we go there initially? Is it just the emotion that's doing it?
I think so. I mean, if you're talking to the person that's, you have an issue with, and you can say, we keep missing deadlines instead of you're always late. So you are kind of going after the person when you're really just going after the issue. The person just is just there, the wrong place at the wrong time. If you have the emotion going into how are we going to get past this?
Hmm. Now,
Keep emotions in check.
um, this brings up a situation with a friend at work, relationships, right? And my, I guess the direction here is triggers. So he had a situation with a coworker, technically a superior. This is somebody who he advocated to get this job as a superior. Okay, my friend did. And there's something recently happened, and my friend wasn't agreeing with it, had some words with this person. Words partly took place in front of others, so there was disrespect for the superior, if you will. So that was a little bit challenged there. Um, and then it got elevated to the owner of the company. And my friend admits, he was wrong. He let his emotions get the best of him. Um, he feels it was a trigger, and I said, you need to figure out where that's coming from in your past, maybe your
Mhm.
childhood. Side note, I said to him, and we're great friends. I said to him a while back, a few weeks ago, I said, go back in your childhood and look at the moments there, maybe even the saddest moment in your childhood. And maybe there's some, he actually started writing things down and asking his parents, like, what was my childhood like? Because I can't remember. Um, when we get triggered in that moment where we just want to let it out,
Mhm.
what's the answer? What do we do?
Something that I too forget. It's okay to pause instead of
Mm.
sometimes we are so quick to answer, we don't even hear the rest of the question. Because, most of us already know half the answer before the question's finished. So if we can take a step back and pause, dead, dead air is okay. It doesn't mean it constantly has to be going. Someone's thinking. I mean, even in kindergarten, kids would all raise their hands. I know the answer. I know the answer. And the teacher said, let, Johnny get to his answer. Let him think. Let him have that time. And I think as adults, we need to remember we can take that time too. We don't need to be in such a rush that we get to, and then we say things we don't want to. If we just would take a step back, try to take the emotion out of it, breathe, take a breath, and it simplifies, and you come to the answer you want, and then you feel good about it, and then the whole conversation flows more comfortably for both people. Nobody's on the defense, nobody's on the offense. It's just a conversation that, most conversation, anytime you enter into a conversation, it needs to happen on some level, whether it's a personal relationship, a work relationship, the conversations need to happen. So what's the best, simplest way for everybody to win? It's not a competition, but how do we each win to get to where we want to go?
There's power in the pause.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. It's hard to do and it's hard to listen to because we don't we don't often do that. So when someone stops talking, but I trust me, when you stop talking, the other person will just keep talking. They'll get out what they want to say and you'll get out what you want to hear.
I find you're actually doing others a favor by pausing for a moment, because it even gives them an opportunity to reflect and think. And a little digression here in terms of what we're talking about, but with the pause, when we pause, we think that, oh my gosh, that was like 5 hours. You could drive a Mack truck through that pause right there. They're like, oh my God, I got to keep going. No, it's like, it's welcomed. You don't
Right.
have to, right?
I think more people need to do that. Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. And that
Ooh,
is where you will get your flow of conversation, regardless of what the relationship is.
your mind has to be stronger than your feelings.
I think so.
No, I don't think about that
I'm
one. I'm going to process that.
it works for me. It's hard to keep the emotion out of it because it depends what the conversation is, depends on who it's with. But if you can just sort of see past the person, not through them, but just past them, just kind of, you don't have to look them in the eye, just look around and kind of put your thoughts together. Communication can build or break, you know, and this goes to also tone. What's the tone?
Mm. Okay, that's a great point, because the tone is usually not what it should be in a text and an email. It might
Oh,
not be the intended tone. And I shared this with my friend this morning, and it's coming up again here. But when you're in those moments of maybe getting triggered and wondering what route to take, I call it my three filter. And I don't know if I ever shared this, but it's in that moment, is it necessary? Is it kind? And is it true? And it has to fit all three of those. If it does not, then you do not release it. Whether it's a text, whether it's an email, whether you're going to say something to somebody where you're going to march in that office right now and I am going to take care of this. All right, let me think about that. Is it true? Yeah, it is actually true. They did something and the proof is there. Is it necessary? All right, what's it going to do if I go in there and, chew them out? Is it kind? The way I'm going to do it? No, it's probably not, when I curse them out. That's not really kind. If it doesn't fit that, toss it away because you'll regret it at some point.
right.
Hmm.
But that goes to, is your comment, whether I think texting is so misinterpreted on so many levels. And that's mostly how we all communicate. It's quicker. Um, it's sometimes easier, but sometimes not. I mean, think about, is your comment, is it accepted as serious, sarcastic, humorous?
Mm,
So for me, it's when somebody texts fine, is it fine or is it
mm,
fine?
mm.
And same with sure. Those
Oh,
words are so direct.
that I was just waiting for that one. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Now that
For
could go either way.
sure.
Yeah, like do you want to get together tonight? Sure. Oh wow, you're so
Right.
excited. Or it could
Right.
be that could be taken as sure. Yeah, no problem. Let's. But I
Hmm.
don't have time to finish typing. So yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah. Mm.
That's where that, the inflection in your voice is so lost because
Yeah.
it's so much easier to text and people can respond, get to a text when they have time. But the voice to voice is so lacking, but it
Hmm.
also is more timely and people feel sometimes they don't want to put the time into it.
Uh, how many times do you find yourself texting someone and then at the end of the sentence you write LOL? Because you just want to make sure that they realize that you're just having fun. You want to make sure. And if you didn't put it there, maybe they would take it that way, but you don't want to take a chance. Am I the only one?
I don't do the LOL because I don't want to me, it's like someone saying a joke that is sort of condescending, and then they go, I'm just kidding. Even though
I don't view it that way.
all right, how do you view it?
I view it as, I'm being fun.
Right,
But I want to make sure that you know that we're having fun here and not take it another way.
right,
I don't view it as condescending. I see where you're coming from with that,
right.
and there's definitely that could be the case. Um, But if it's just a, passing comment, but you mean it in fun. I want everybody to know that we're fun with that. Um, but
So
goes right.
do you do that? Do you have the LOL with male or female?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because guy friends and girlfriends have different ways of communicating with each other, not guy to gal, but this is girlfriends, guy friends. It's very interesting. I mean, we all kind of know what that is anyway, but it's a good reminder that guy friendships are just different than girl friendships. And I think if we all step back and kind of saw what those are, we'd be like, okay, he's a guy. That's just what guys do. And I'm not putting them in a category or girls in a
Gotcha.
category. It's just kind of we're just different.
You bring up a really great point, and I can see it. Me personally, I'm gender neutral in my texting. It doesn't
Right,
matter
right,
who it is. It's going
right.
to be the same text. Although, if there are certain people I'm not super close with and it's business connected, maybe I wouldn't do the LOL unless
Right.
there is a real reason. This is with a man and I'm
Mhm.
texting. I wouldn't do it unless I really need to make sure that hey, we're just having fun here.
Right, right.
Um, but that's a very off, area where the relationship isn't close. It's business connected. It's like sending a business email and putting a smiley face in it. Well,
Right,
not really what
right,
you want to do for that type of
right.
email. But I see what you're saying. I didn't even think about that. That me personally, I think I text the same. I don't think it matters, but I could see
Yeah,
where it does. Some would do it. Their language is different, whether it's
right,
men or women
right,
that they're texting.
right, right.
Well, it's
So
funny
here,
that we're talking about communication, and this is all about communication.
right. So in reference to relationships and communication, think about how much time we spend researching a car we're going to buy. Get the reviews, consumer reports, the history of the car, comparisons of cars, the safety of the car. Yet we dive into a relationship without asking any of these key questions. And the lack of communication because we forget those steps. It's just like going to a restaurant.
Hmm.
Someone says, let's go out to eat, at this place. What is the first thing most people do? Google the restaurant, Google the Yelp reviews, Google what the menu is. We get to the restaurant, we already know where we're going to sit and what we're going to eat. But we don't do that in relationships.
It's so true. Even, and this is my feeling in the last couple of years, being in this situation, the five love languages. No one is allowed to enter a relationship, especially a close one, without that. I just feel it's key. Even just in a business relationship, where
Right.
just some close friends or whatever, understanding what motivates somebody and does not. I'll bet you if more people did the five love languages, more people would still be together today. and,
Right.
and it's been around
Right.
forever, but we don't take stock in it. But when you start just analyzing the five different aspects, it really does make a lot of sense.
Right. And it's simple
And it's simple.
and it's straightforward. The love
Yeah.
languages are what they are,
Yeah.
and the interpretation is one thing, but it's very black and white.
It's very, you are this or you're not, or this is more
Right.
important than that. Yeah.
Right.
Mm, yeah. So when you say do the research, in a relationship, give me more on that.
Oh my gosh. So here's some things to think about when you're going that direction. What are your non-negotiables? Do you love yourself? Do you
Is
set
it, is
boundaries?
this what we're asking of the other person or of yourself?
Yourself.
Okay.
So you want to know where your limitations are. Because if you don't, I mean, really the most important person in a relationship is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Are you emotionally available or lonely? Do you know how you want to be treated? We hear that all the time. You only get treated how you allow yourself to be treated. But it's true. Would you date yourself? And do you like being single or hate being alone?
Ooh, these are really deep questions.
But those need to be thought about. I mean, if you can't, and once you get to know your partners, you can ask them the same questions about themselves, and then have the conversation about it.
It really reveals what somebody is like, what they want. And I'll tell you, I probably wouldn't be able to answer those questions without doing work within in the last couple of 4 years, whatever, deeply the last three. I probably wouldn't be able to answer half of those. Like, I'm not really sure I can answer those definitively right now.
Right.
With conviction, locked in, got it.
Right.
You know, do I listen to myself in all of those? No, not in all of them. Not in all of them. I'll bend a little bit here and there, but I know I'm not. I know I'm not doing myself justice in bending to accept others. That don't follow my standards, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think anyone follows our individual standards. I mean, we all should have super high standards of ourselves in order to have acceptance of others. Because sometimes relationships are based on filling an insecurity. You have a relationship with somebody and you want them to bring to you what you're lacking in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or resolving things from your childhood.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Are you
And
choosing from your wounds or from your worth?
that's a good one. When you think about
Lots
it,
to think
yeah,
about. I know, true. Because
it
we all
really.
have wounds, but then do we know our worth? Do we know our value? Can we bring that to the relationship? Can we
Well,
communicate it?
there are many that may say, yes, I bring a lot of value, but don't really put the focus on the wounds or even realize what they are.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you could even put it in front of them. Do you realize what you're doing? And this is not even in a relationship. Just if you wanted to show somebody, they asking for advice. This is what here's the mirror. Do you see what's going on here? Do you see how it connects back to your childhood? Most, I don't know what you're talking about. And you may see it as the outside person viewing it, that it's obvious, man. Like,
Right.
you're not seeing it. Um,
So unapologetically, can you be yourself in their presence?
that's probably the most important one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I think so.
I mean, fully yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because so many of us are different versions of ourselves, depending on who we're with.
Yep.
Song by Billy Joel called "A Stranger," and it's a title track of an album that came out in like 1977. But the song is basically about we put on a mask.
Mhm.
We put on a mask for everybody, and
Right.
and we are a stranger, and the person you may be with is a stranger once they're not really being them. We put a
Right.
mask on when they go away, and then they come back. You put another one on. It's a good song.
Are we chameleons?
Yeah, I think everybody is. I
I
don't
do
think
too.
I don't think anybody could say I'm authentically me all the time. I really am. No, I don't. I'm not 100%. Even if
Right.
you've really worked on yourself, I don't think it's like 100.
Right.
You're
No, it's true. I mean, but also it depends on, if it's a work thing, a family thing, sometimes you just fake it till you make it and you just be who you want to be or sometimes who they want you to be, depending on where you are in your relationship with them.
right.
If you've got a domineering, someone's submissive, they're domineering, you know, those things all play into it, you know.
Wow. Deep stuff today, but really fundamental. I mean, all of
See,
this.
so you want to know who your people are. Imagine, I know we've all heard this, but imagine yourself walking to a room with everyone you've ever known. Who do you look for first?
Who do you look for?
Who do you look for first of everybody you've ever known? It's hard to answer that.
I can't. So are
I
you
had to think
saying
about it.
you walk into a room, everybody you've ever known,
Mhm.
filled up. You're we've
Right.
known a lot of people in our lives, right? So you're in a, a gymnasium, right?
Right.
And you're saying who's the first person or persons that you would gravitate to?
Correct.
Is it going to be family? Does that count?
Anybody.
Anybody, present or deceased?
Whichever you want.
It does make you think.
I had to think about the answer for myself because I figured we'd have this conversation. I would go towards the one who I trust 100% with my feelings, my emotions, my I want safety. I would go to that person who brought all that together, that I know I could tell them anything. It would stay with them. I could be myself unapologetically. I could, have fun with them, have seriousness with them. That's who I'd go to.
I would too, but I don't know who that person is.
I know.
That's the challenge. I mean, I mentioned my mom at the start of this, and maybe there was
Right.
a reason why. Probably
Yeah.
would be her. And here's the thing, and I'm going to be very honest with you here. My mantra for life is love everyone,
Right.
trust few, do the right thing for all. So the
Yeah.
trust few things, like, as life goes on, when you take a look, but you know what? That could be on me in terms of what we talked about before, the boundaries.
Mhm.
People treat you the way you allow yourself to be treated.
Mhm. Yes.
And what do I trust everyone. I just assume, well, maybe that's not the best way to go.
Well, I always say that, I trust you until you give me a reason not to.
Hmm. I have lots of reasons not to there. Unfortunately, but interesting talk today. Wow. Really good stuff. A lot of things. I wish we could, put these all in a on a website and email, like a lot of the things that you said, to share this with so many of them. What was the
Right.
one? Give me hit me up with a few of them that you said. I want to retain them and share them.
Okay. Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings.
Is power in the pause.
Power in the pause. Keep emotions in check. Don't drag in past problems.
Mm. Hmm.
It's hard not to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Are you entering a relationship by default or by design?
That's another good one. Wow. Fabulous talking with you today. And this is just what you do, these epiphanies. It's like you're the light. You're shining the light on the rest of us. Well, there's things we need to see. Because we're walking around in the dark with a lot of this. How does somebody find you, Cindy?
My website, cindyvalente.com. I'd love to hear from all of you. And Instagram, TikTok, Cindy Valente Life Coach. Phone number for texting or calling, 602-339-5910.
And Cindy is with a Y, and it's Valente.
Correct.
CindyValente.com. Thank you for today. Really cool. Really cool
Thank you,
topic.
Steve.
It's so important. It's everything. Communication is everything.
True.
All right. We'll catch up next time.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.